So we all, good afternoon to everyone. We all welcome Shri Ravi Raj Singh ji for the session 13 of this faculty development program on rhizospheric engineering. And in this particular session, uh, the expert speaker we have today will be speaking on a very, very important topic, and that is personality development and yoga, discovering the soul. So he'll be covering the various aspect of this very important concept. And I request you, Shri Ravi Raji, and we had an excellent session yesterday on stress management. And I request you to please start your session. Ravi Raj.
Respected Director of the Institute, respected Dr. C.V. Sarvaji, and respected Dr. Ramesh Pandey, and dear participants. So today the topic of discussion is personality development and yoga leading to self-discovery. I should start my speech with a good statement. A person without personality is like a flower without fragrance. There is flower, but it doesn't contain fragrance within itself. So it is of no use. Exactly in the same way, if a person has got no personality, his personality is not highly cultivated or developed, then that person is of no use. In our corporate world today, it is said that 85% personality of a person counts. Soft skills, your behavior, your character, your qualities, your values, your virtues, all these constitutes 85% role, and 15% is given to your technical skills, your hard skills. So personality is of so much importance. So now we have to understand the concept of personality. There are various angles and points of view which will classify this concept of personality in different ways. So first of all, we have to understand from where this word personality comes. There is a word persona. Persona is a Latin word. From this persona, the word personality has been derived, and persona means mask, a covering, which actors during the Greek drama, they wear a mask, a covering over their face, and by wearing mask, they were playing their roles. So this personality is a word which has been derived from this Latin word persona, meaning mask. This is the root of the personality. Now, if we take the definition of personality, we can say that personality is a dynamic and organized set of characteristics unique to individuals. Here you have to underline this word unique. Personality is a dynamic and organized set of characteristics unique to individuals. Means that every individual has got his specific or unique characteristics. So you can say each and every person has got his own personality. If there are 7 crores people or 7 Arab people in this world, so 7 Arab kinds of personalities are there. Every person has got his unique features. As your thumb impression is unique, your fingerprints are unique. Similarly, the personality traits, they are also unique. Some traits may be common there, but there will definitely be some particular traits which will not tally with other person. So definition of personality I have given in brief. From where this word personality has come into existence, that is the Latin word persona, which means mask, and today we are wearing mask due to this coronavirus. So now the third aspect is the types of personality. So type, the first thing I have narrated that as is the number of men, as is the type of personality. जितने लोग हैं उतनी तरह की personality. If we try to classify these personality types according to our psychologist, so Carl Jung, he has classified this personality in 3 types. First is the extrovert personality. Second is the introvert personality. And third one is the ambivert personality. Extrovert means people those who are involved in external activities. You can say those social workers, leaders, political leaders, workaholic people, they come under this category. And introvert people are those people who are silent. They do not like to mix up much more with the people or society. They are inclined to live in a secluded life. So this is the introvert type of people. And ambivert means they are the mixture of both. They can adjust either in seclusion, and even if they are brought in touch with the people or society, even they can manage there also. So these 3 types of personality have been given by Carl Jung. Another psychologist is there. He is Hippocrates. He says there are 4 kinds of personalities, 4 types. The first one is the sanguine type personality. Sanguine means cheerful person, a happy man, who is having positive and happy attitude. Second variety, he says that he is melancholic personality, a person who has got depressed attitude. He is not happy. Third one is choleric. Choleric means aggressive, violent personality. And the fourth one is phlegmatic. That is called the mixture of all above 3. So these are the varieties of personalities told by Hippocrates. So this is the psychological angle, psychological viewpoint of classification of personalities. So if anybody wants to know about all these things in much detail, so he can go to the books of psychology. Academically, he can know all these things. But my purpose is to take this topic of personality from spiritual and practical angle, from yogic point of view, as you have given the topic personality development through yoga. And along with that, we have to discover ourselves also. What is our real identity? If we take up this angle of yoga, so in normal course, we find 4 kinds of people around us in the world, in the society. The first type of people is extrovert people. We can take help from the Carl Jung philosophy. Extrovert. They cannot sit quiet. They need something to do or other. Such kind of people are suitable for Karma Yoga. If anybody wants to follow the path of Karma Yoga, so he is required to be extrovert. Without extrovertness, you cannot become a Karma Yogi, because a Karma Yogi is to face different kinds of situations and peoples in society. He is to perform different kinds of activities. The second quality, the second type of person is emotion dominated personality. Emotion dominated. The first one is action dominated. Karma Yogi. Action dominated is meant for Karma Yoga. And the person who is emotionally sensitive, he is meant for Bhakti Yoga. Your emotions should be converted and transformed into devotion, and that devotion should be diverted to supreme reality, to your ideals, to your goal, to your duties, whatever you want. Now the third variety is introvert. The person who loves peace of mind, calmness, tranquility, unattached, secluded living. So this kind of person is meant for Raj Yoga. Raj Yoga means path of meditation. So the first one is the path of action, meant for the person who is extrovert, who cannot sit silently. Second is the path of love or divine love or devotion, that is called Bhakti Yoga. A person who is having dominance of emotions within his personality, he can treat this path of Bhakti Yoga. Third one is the path of meditation. A person who is introvert. Fourth one is the path of Jnana Yoga. A person who is given to logic, intellectual analysis. He doesn't accept anything unless or until it is tested on the touchstone of his logic and reasoning. So such kinds of people, they follow the path of Jnana Yoga. So in these four varieties, the center of our personalities are four elements. That is called karma is the center of personality, the nucleus of personality for Karma Yogi. Emotion is the nucleus or center of personality, the main gradients of personality for the Bhakti Yogi. And meditation, concentration, stability of mind, that is the center of personality for Raja Yogi. And intellectual analysis, reasoning, knowledge, wisdom, that is the center of personality for Jnana Yogi. So mainly if we try to analyze our life, so each and every person has got these four elements. Nobody can say that he is only Karma Yogi and he does not include any other yoga or any other element of yoga. Every person has got emotions, every person has got thoughts, every person has got his hands to work, every person has got some degree of concentration and meditation. So without concentration, without emotion, without action, without knowledge and wisdom or intelligence, there is nobody in this world. Degree may vary. In some person, intelligence is at the top level and all the other three elements, they are not up to that level. In another person, emotion is dominant. Faculty of intelligence, faculty of action, faculty of concentration and meditation, that is not so much dominant. So all the four are included in all the four. One will be the dominant. So if action is dominant, then you will become Karma Yogi. If emotion is dominant, you will become Bhakti Yogi. If concentration and meditation, this habit is dominant, you will become Raja Yogi. And if intellectual analysis, reasoning, this is dominant, then you will become Jnana Yogi. So it is a very good system in our Indian culture, in our spirituality, that taking into consideration these four varieties, dimensions of personality, all the paths of yogas have been given. So this is our classification of four types according to our spiritual culture. Now, there are four kinds of seats, koshas. They have been explained in our Vedantic text. So the core value of personality, if we try to delve into the deepest detail of this personality, so our Vedanta says that consciousness or awareness, that is the core element of your personality. Consciousness is the nucleus of human personality. That is the real identity and entity, both. Real entity of human personality is your pure awareness, your pure consciousness. And around that consciousness or awareness, there are four layers, four coverings. The first one is called Annamaya Kosh, food seat. Seat means kosh, layer, covering. So Annamaya Kosh, that refers to your body. After Annamaya Kosh, there is Pranamaya Kosh, vital seat. After Pranamaya Kosh, there is Manomaya Kosh, that is mental seat. And then there is Vijnanamaya Kosh, that is intellectual seat. And after Vijnanamaya Kosh, there is Anandamaya Kosh, that is called bliss seat. And after Anandamaya Kosh, there is pure consciousness. So these 5 seats, these 5 coverings are layers, these koshas, they are only coverings. They are not your real entity or your real identity. I can take the example. Suppose I am wearing this sweater. This is the first seat. You can say this is Annamay Kosh. After this, another half sweater is there. That is Pranamay Kosh. Then there is shirt. This is Manomay Kosh. Then there is inner. That is Vijnanamay Kosh, intellectual seat. And then there is Banyan. That is Anandamay Kosh, bliss seat. And then there is body. That is consciousness. So as there are these 5 layers of coverings or cloths which our body is wearing or covered with. So you can take body as your consciousness, and these 5 layers of cloths, they are like 5 kinds of seats and coverings and layers which are covering your inner consciousness or your pure awareness. So your real entity is your pure awareness. This is what Vedantic text calls it as Brahman, that is Atma. So Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman, I am Atma is Brahman, this Atma is Brahman. So this spiritual aspect of your personality, of your life, is your real entity and your real identity. So our spiritual or Indian philosophy that tells about this trichotomous structure of our personality. Trichotomous. He considers 3 things together. That is body, mind and self. But so far as Western psychologists and philosophers are concerned, they try to tell dichotomous structure of personality. They include only body and mind. Psychophysical complex they talk about. They do not accept the existence of spirit or self. So the dichotomous nature or structure of personality has been recommended by our Western psychologists and philosophers. And so far as our Indian philosophy and our spiritualists are concerned, they recommend the trichotomous structure of our personality, body, mind and spirituality. So if we want to develop our personality, so what should we do? We should try to develop these 5 dimensions. Our body, Annamay Kosh, should be fully developed. It should be healthy. It should be neat and clean. It should be transparent, free from any kind of ailment or disease or weaknesses. Then we should try to cultivate and develop our vital seat. Then our mind, mental seat. Then our intellect, intelligence, intellectual seat. And then our bliss seat, happiness quotient. And if all these 5 seats are cultivated and developed and purified, refined, then ultimately they will lead to the realization and knowledge of your pure consciousness, which is yourself, which is your spirit within. So now there are techniques how to develop these particular 5 seats. So in brief, I will try to hint you some techniques. For your body to become purified, first of all, your food should be sattvic. In yesterday's talk, I have also taken these things when I was talking about stress management, because stress is caused because of so many factors. So diseases are also one of them. So your body should be disease free, and for your development of personality, your physique, your body should be healthy. It should be pure. It should be neat and clean. It should be full of strength, stamina and vitality. But the only development and cultivation of this physical dimension does not constitute the concept of personality. You can take the example of so many people whose physique was not very attractive. If you take the example of Mahatma Gandhi, physically he was not so attractive. He was a weak, thin fellow. But he imbibed some good qualities of human life, and because of that he became Mahatma. So physique was not so attractive. So physique is not personality. Personality is different from physique. APJ Kalam, he was a fully cultivated personality, fully developed personality, a man of great caliber and achievements, virtues, values, ideals, excellence. But his physique was also not so attractive. If you take the example of Abraham Lincoln, his physique was also not attractive, but he is a very great man. a great personality, illumined personality. So physique may be attractive, physique may not be attractive. You can become a very good wrestler, a bodybuilder. Your physique is very attractive and very good. It is very healthy, but maybe your personality may be zero. You may not have any trait of personality within your physique. But if we try to know what is the ideal personality, so you can take two people. I am not going into the past details of our history. I am referring to these two great personalities which are born in our present and modern age. One is Swami Vivekananda and second is Subhash Chandra Bose. If you have a look at their photographs, at their portraits, you have not seen him alive. We have seen him in their photographs only, but their portraits are so attractive that it is difficult for us to remove our eyes from their faces. They appear to be the divine beings. A divine radiance is rolling over their faces. Their physique was also very healthy, like an athlete, and their personality and character, all the things, they were cultivated up to the highest level, up to the highest degree. So these two great personalities can become the role models for our life. There are many other great persons, I can't deny. But for your practical purpose and for your knowledge, you cannot deny their existence. If I talk about Rama and Krishna, some people may say, what is the proof that they existed? It may be the story only, coined by Tulsidas, coined by Surdas, but you cannot deny the existence of Vivekananda. Ramakrishna mission is there. People, those who have met Swami Vivekananda, they may be alive there in this world still. So these two great personalities, they tell you what kind of personality should we have and what is the meaning of personality. You can know by having a look at their photographs. So personality cultivation means not only the cultivation of your body. Body should be good. Body should be healthy. Body should be full of strength and stamina. It should be disease free. It should be medicine free. It is very nice. But only this much is there, and apart from there is no mental development, no intellectual development, no ethical and moral values in the life, and no spiritual values in the life. So what is the use of such personality? ये तो ढोल के भीतर पोल. There is a proverb in Hindi. कि ढोल के भीतर पोल. So it is like that kind of personality. So a personality should have fragrance, sweet smell of these spiritual, ethical, moral, humanitarian values within your life. Only then you can become a great person, having a great personality. Now, second aspect is called pranic kosh, vital seed. How can you develop and refine this vital seed? So, vital seed can be refined only by having regulated pranayama, balance in your pranic breathing. Your breathing style should be harmonious, it should be balanced. If you do regular pranayams, your vital seed will become very neat and clean, it will become healthy. So by adopting this yogasan, pranayam, surya namaskar, these three things if taken together, so they will make your body as well as your pranatattva, both will become healthy, they will become free from any kind of disease or ailment or defect. Now the third one is called mental seed. Mental seed can be cultivated by cultivating some mental qualities like your willpower, your power of concentration, positive thinking, and avoiding, destroying all negative tendencies, negative thoughts, negative emotions, love, compassion, mercy, generosity, feeling of cooperation, altruism, all these good qualities, if you are cultivating them, you are cultivating your mental seed. Mental dimension of your personality is cultivated. And then comes the intellectual. If you want to cultivate your intellectual dimension, So you have to acquire good knowledge. There should be decision-making power. You should be competent to make the decision properly and rightly at proper and right time. Your thinking faculty should be highly developed. You should be able to think properly, to analyze properly. Analytical power, thinking power, thought force, decision-making power, power of discrimination, knowledge, wisdom, vision, far-sightedness, foresight, behind-sight. All these things are cultivated, so your intellectual dimension is cultivated. And then comes that spiritual seed, that is called bliss seed. For that, you have to cultivate the habit of meditation, habit of prayer, habit of japa, habit of brahmachintan, nididhyasana, devotion to God, and values of spirituality. That is selfless service, purity of your heart, unselfish giving, tapasya. All these qualities, if you follow, then your spiritual seed or spiritual dimension is cultivated. So if all these dimensions are cultivated, then the particular element of awareness or consciousness, which is sitting behind all these 5 layers, it will become reflected to you. Because awareness is not to be cultivated. These layers have covered that awareness. You have to purify these layers. You have to make all these layers neat and clean, transparent. Then the awareness will automatically reflect through these layers. Suppose there is a diamond. A shining diamond is there. And that diamond has been placed into a glass case. 5 layers of glass cases are there. Inside those 5 layers of glass cases, that diamond has been put. If the glasses of these cases, they are neat and clean, so the diamond will be very clearly visible to us. But if they are smeared with some defect, if they are not neat and clean, these glass cases, these walls of the glasses, so the diamond will not be visible. So you have not to make any difference in the diamond. Only you have to keep the glasses of those cases clean. Exactly in the same way. This awareness is there. These 5 layers are there which have covered it. So you have to purify, you have to refine, you have to culture and nurture these 5 layers in such a way so that the reflection of that consciousness would reach up to you by penetrating through these 5 layers and coverings of your personality. So this is so what is the self-discovery? Self is this awareness. So through the process of yoga, whether it is meditation or it is devotion or it is karma yoga, selfless activity, or it is path of inquiry, path of knowledge, by adopting one or two or all of these, you can reach this awareness, you can realize this real nature. Yesterday, I also recommended there, Swamiji has told, each soul is potentially divine. This element of divinity, the element of awareness, this element of Brahman is there within us, but it is dormant there. It is sleeping there. It is potential there. So each soul is potentially divine. The goal of human life is to manifest this divinity within by controlling nature and external and internal. This is the first step. You have to control the external factors also, and you have to control the internal factors also. Your thoughts, your emotions, your desires, your memories, your excitements, your ambitions, your egocentric desires, all these things are there, your internal nature. You have to control all these things. And for them, some disciplines are recommended in our scriptures. So by controlling nature external and internal and external, you have to choose such favorable atmosphere, place to live, so that you could cultivate this divinity within. If you want to burn a lantern, so you cannot burn that lantern keeping it in touch with the wind. If some hurricane is there, So you cannot light up the lantern. If you want to light up the lantern, you have to take it in some corner where wind is not present. And after burning that lantern, then you can come and you can move with lantern anywhere you want, whether it is a place full of hurricane, full of wind, nothing will affect that lantern. Exactly in the same way, you have to illumine yourself, sitting in the corner in a peaceful place where no external disturbance is there. And after you are illumined, after you are enlightened, then you can come in the society like Bhagwan Buddha, like Swami Vivekananda, like Shankaracharya, and then the people and the society will not be able to affect you. So, manifestation of this divine power by controlling nature and external, and you have to do it, Swamiji recommends that by 4 paths. Path of action, do it by work or worship or psychic control or philosophy, by 1 or 2 or all of these, and be free. This is the whole of religion and spirituality. Doctrines, dogmas, rituals, books, sects, they are nothing but secondary details. So by adopting these 4 paths, you can adopt 1 path majorly and include all other the 3 in secondary way. So it is left to your choice. You should try to examine your own nature, whether you belong to the path of Karma Yoga, or you belong to the path of devotion, or you belong to the path of meditation, or you belong to the path of knowledge. If you are an intellectual person, you can adopt the path of knowledge. If you are an emotional being, you can adopt the path of devotion. If you are a man of action, you can adopt the path of Karma Yoga. If you are a man of introvertness, then you can adopt the path of meditation. So it is left to your choice. You have to cultivate yourself by adopting any path which suits to your tendency, your temperament, and your nature. So this is what Swamiji says. So by cultivating these 5 dimensions of your personality, physical dimension, vital dimension, mental dimension, or intellectual dimension, and spiritual dimension. Between mental and intellectual dimension, there comes another dimension that is called ethical dimension, which is very important. This ethics and morality that is connected with our religion, with our dharma. Religion does not mean mat or madhab, initiated by a particular man. Dharma is the science of human values. What is dharma? I can say that dharma is the science of human values. That means this element of character, which Swami Vivekananda has emphasized a lot, that this integrity of your character, integrity of your personality, that is the most important thing required for the human life. Without character, no personality is possible. I don't want to take the name of any particular man, but you can understand what I want to indicate. There are people, those who are having a lot of knowledge, they were Jagat Gurus, world teachers, but today they are behind the bars because they have lost their character. You have read it very well that if money is lost, nothing is lost. Health is lost, something is lost. But if your character is lost, everything is lost. So this character, pure character, sublime character, great character, good character, that is the cornerstone, that is the foundation stone of your personality. Without this character, you cannot become a man of personality. Your personality can never become a great, illuminous personality. So character is the most important thing which Swamiji recommends. So now we can say that physical dimension, vital dimension connected with your pranic energy, your mental dimension, your emotional dimension, your ethical and moral dimension, your intellectual dimension, and your spiritual dimension. They are the subjective dimensions of your personality. And after these, there is the element of divinity that is called Atma, awareness, consciousness, whatever name you want to assign to you, you can assign. But apart from that element of divinity, these 6 or 7 dimensions you have to cultivate. Then this is called versatile personality. If all these dimensions are cultivated to their extremity, to their fullest degree, complete degree, then that is a complete personality. And after the subjective dimensions, there are some objective dimensions also. That is your education, which comes from outside. You learn it from books. Books are outside. You learn it from professors. You learn from society. You learn from your family. You learn from your friend circle. You learn from the environment. There are so many factors which are affecting your personality. All these factors. So whatever you are learning, that is coming from outside. So these are the objective or external dimensions. That is your education. Educational dimension aspect. Cultural dimension. What are the values? What is the type of civilization and culture you are learning, you have learned? Political dimension, financial dimension, religious dimension. All these dimensions, they are the objective dimensions. So if a person is having the harmonious blending of all these two dimensions, subjective and objective, and he is cultivated from the point of view all these 12 dimensions which I have narrated, then you can say that is a perfect personality. He is all-round developed personality, multi-dimensionally developed personality. He is a versatile personality. Such kinds of words are assigned to a person who has developed his personality in all these dimensions with all these dimensions. This is what Swamiji says. Swamiji says, men, these are wanted. But strong, vigorous, believing young men and sincere to the backbone are wanted. If 100 such, I can revolutionize the whole world. मनुष्यों की आवश्यकता है, ऐसे स्ट्रांग, जो शक्ति संपन्न हो, फुल ऑफ स्ट्रेंथ, विगरस, जिनमें उत्साह हो, बिलीविंग यंग मेन, आत्मविश्वासी हो, and sincere to the backbone. They should be dedicated, committed, devoted to their duty and to their nation, to the service of people and society. Such kinds of, if we get 100, so I can revolutionize the whole world. पूरे जगत में हम हाहाकार मचा देंगे. This is what Swamiji says. So these are the traits which Swamiji recommends. So the character is the backbone of your personality. Without character, you cannot cultivate your personality. Now we have to understand how can we develop and build up this character. So Swamiji says that character making education, man making education, that is what our country needs. That is what we want. But if we try to have a look into our education system, so there are no any particular branch of knowledge which is instilling into us these spiritual and moral and ethical values that is going to construct our character. So character building process, character building techniques, you have to learn it. So what is this character? How can this character be formed? Swamiji says, character is an aggregate of your tendencies, the sum total of the bent of your mind. Character is the sum total of your samskaras, the impressions which you have created within yourself by following the track of actions. So these impressions when taken together, so the resultant of those impressions that constitutes the type of your character. To make you understand this concept of impression, I should try to tell you that whenever you do any action, so action is what? What is action? If I put a question to you, what is action? So action is knowledge lived. When you live anything in your life, when you apply anything in your life, then it is converted in action. Love itself is a quality. It is a value. But when you start loving somebody, when that love is applied in your knowledge, then it becomes action. Knowledge is there. Knowledge of any subject is there, but you do not study that subject. The moment you start learning that particular subject, then that knowledge comes into your action. So applied knowledge is action. When knowledge, idea, value, quality, when they are lived, when they are imbibed, when they are digested and assimilated, then that is called action. And every action has got three kinds of effects The first effect is called external effect. Suppose I say that you please clean this table here. So if there is anybody and I asked him to clean the table, so he cleaned the table. This is the external effect. The result of his action is that now the table has been cleaned. Second effect is their impression. First one is the external effect. External effect means cleaning the table. And second is the internal effect. Internal effect is the impression created by that action. Now this creation of impression depends upon two factors. What is your motive and intention behind that? If your motive is good, your intention is good, positive, then positive impression, good impression will be created. And if your motive is not good, suppose that person has cleaned the table, but he is not happy. He felt humiliated that he asked me to clean the table. I am not meant for this job. If this kind of, so he is irritating within himself. So the impression, because his motive, his attitude is not good, so the impression will not be good. The impression created will not be good, it will be negative. But suppose he has accepted, yes, very nice, sir. And willingly, happily, he has cleaned the table. He takes it as a command from God. कि ये भगवान ने सेवा का अवसर दिया है. God has given me this opportunity to serve. If he is taking it in this way, so positive emotion will be generated and positive impression will be generated. So impression is directly proportional to motive or intention. Impression is directly proportional to motive or intention. If your intention and motive behind the action they are positive, your impression will be positive. If your intention and motive behind the action they are negative, your impression will be negative. So these impressions, when they are negative, so they constitute negative character, and negative character constitute negative personality. And if these impressions are positive, so your character will be positive and your personality will be positive. And suppose that person is under my command, he is my peon, so he is bound to follow my instruction. So he will be doing that job of cleaning the table because of obedience. So the impression of obedience will be created here. I have obeyed my boss. So depending on the intention, the impression will vary. So now you have to take whatever action comes into your life, you have to take it positively. You have to take it as an opportunity given to you by God to serve the family, to serve the society, to serve your friends, to serve the institution. If you follow in this way, so your impressions will be positive. Then there will be no any problem. So impression is the second effect. The external effect is the first effect, which is the cleaning, yani completion of that particular work externally. Work has been completed. This is the first. Now, what impression you have imbibed, what impression you have accumulated from doing that work, that is your internal effect. This impression creates samskara, and sum total of these samskaras that constitutes character. And now there is third effect, that is called cosmic effect. It is governed by the third law of Newton. Every action has got equal and opposite reaction. Whatever you have given to the society and to the country and humanity at large, it will come back to you at some particular point of time in future when you will be in need of that. Today, if you have extended your cooperation and help to anybody, and you don't know that person, without having any selfish motive, you have helped him in the name of humanity. So in future, whenever you are in crisis, you will also be given help some unknown source. It is possible that maybe that person may not help you, but you will be receiving help from other sources. You don't know. So this is the third effect, that is called cosmic effect. In our Vedantic language, it is called adrisht, apur, unseen. You do not know about it, but accumulation is there. Your karmas are being stored there. That is called punya sanchay, papa sanchay. According to that, you get the circumstances and situations. So these three effects are there. So character is constituted of these sanskaras, and these sanskaras, they are the result of your attitude, your motive, your intention behind your action. So motive and attitude should be proper. It is your attitude which carries to you up to the altitude. The altitude of greatness is attained by positive attitude. If your attitude is not positive, you will not achieve greatness in your life. So character building depends entirely upon your action. This action leads to you to character. Second thing, your thought should be always pure. Because it is your thought. When thought gets matured, when it gets established, then thought is converted into conduct. विचार आचार बन जाता है, और आचार, when conduct is established, then it is converted into behavior. When behavior is established, when behavior has become firm and matured, then it is converted into habit. And when habit is matured, then it is converted into nature. When nature is matured, then it is converted into your samskaras. And when samskaras are matured, established, they are converted into your character. And when character is matured, then it is converted into destiny. And your destiny decides the movement of your life. गति, and जैसी गति होगी वैसी ही आपकी स्थिति होगी जीवन में. पोजीशन, सिचुएशन, सर्कमस्टांसेस, ऑल विल बी देयर. तो विचार के अनुसार आचार होगा. आई वांट टू स्पीक इट इन हिंदी. विचार के अनुसार आचार होगा, आचार के अनुसार व्यवहार होगा, व्यवहार के अनुसार आपकी आदत बनेगी, आदत के अनुसार स्वभाव बनेगा, स्वभाव के अनुसार संस्कार बनेगा, संस्कार के अनुसार चरित्र बनेगा, चरित्र के अनुसार आपका भाग्य बनेगा. और जैसा भाग्य होगा, डेस्टिनी होगी, वैसी ही आपकी गति होगी, वैसे ही कर्म आप आगे करेंगे, और वैसा ही आपकी स्थिति बनेगी. क्योंकि जो करेंगे वही पाएंगे. So you have to keep your thoughts very good. So attitude should be nice, motive and intention should be nice, and your thoughts should be nice. I would like to tell you one story which narrates the significance of this thought, these ideas prevailing in the mind. I frequently tell this story during my speeches. There was a potter, एक कुम्हार था. वो मिट्टी के बर्तन बना रहा था. He was making the toys of clay. So मिट्टी का बर्तन बनाते बनाते कुछ मिट्टी शेष रह गई. तो उसने सोचा कि what should I create from this clay? इस मिट्टी से मुझे क्या बनाऊं? तो उसके दिमाग में आया कि I am having so many villagers here and they smoke tobacco, तंबाकू पीते हैं, तो I should create चिलम, हुक्का through this मिट्टी. इस मिट्टी से मुझे हुक्का बनाना चाहिए, चिलम बनाना चाहिए, क्योंकि it will be easily sold in the village and I will be getting some money. So as soon as this idea came into his mind and he was going to make chilam or hookah out of that clay, his daughter came out. The daughter आती है, लड़की आती है और कहती है, पापा, some clay is there in the house left. थोड़ी मिट्टी घर में और बची हुई है. So he says that bring it out, इसको ले आओ. उसने उस मिट्टी को भी उसमें mix up किया, तो it became some more in amount, quantity. तो उसने सोचा आप क्या बनाए, तो उसके दिमाग में आया कि let us create सुराही. सुराही जिसमें ठंडा जल होता है, cold water is there in that pot of mud. तो he was going to prepare that सुराही. his son came. का लड़का आया, उसने कहा कि पापा अभी और मिट्टी है, some clay is there. तो उसने कहा bring that also, उसको भी ले आओ. तो उसको मिलाया, तो उसने कहा कि इससे तो हम चूल्हा बना सकते हैं, we can cook food. And as soon as he was going to prepare that chulha, his wife came out and she said that some more clay is there in the house. Kindly, I am bringing that and you get it mixed up with that and prepare something more. वो भी मिट्टी लिया, उसको मिलाया, तो उसको लगा now what should I do with this clay? So an idea came into his mind that there is a temple in my village where no idol of gods is there. जिसमें भगवान की मूर्ति नहीं है, गांव में मंदिर है, तो उसने क्या किया, ही क्रिएटेड एन इमेज ऑफ गॉड आउट ऑफ दैट क्ले, और उस मिट्टी की प्रतिमा को ले जाके वहां एस्टेब्लिश किया, और उसके बाद उसने उसकी पूजा अर्चना करा करके, प्राण प्रतिष्ठा करा के उस मंदिर को एक सुंदर स्वरूप दिया, जिसमें हजारों लोग, थाउजेंड्स ऑफ पीपल वेर गोइंग टू टेक द दर्शन ऑफ दैट डिवाइन इमेज prepared by that potter. So what does this story tell us? That मिट्टी, that clay asked the potter, उस मिट्टी ने उस कुम्हार से पूछा कि what happened to you, आपको क्या हो गया था? You were preparing chilam, then you started preparing surahi, then you started preparing chulha, then you started preparing this idol of image of God. So that potter answered very intelligently, and you have to keep attention to this particular line. He said, उसने कहा पॉटर ने, मेरा विचार बदलता गया, तो द मिट्टी आंसर्ड, तुम्हारा विचार बदलता गया और मेरा संसार बदलता गया. Your idea changed and my world changed. अगर आप चिलम बनाते तो मैं किसी के गले को फूंकती, तंबाकू पिलाती, उसको कैंसर का मरीज बनता, कोई अच्छा काम मेरे द्वारा नहीं हो सकता. But gradually you converted me into a divine image. Exactly in the same way, this story tells you that you are nothing but a clay, lump of clay. आप मिट्टी के एक लोदे. Out of this human body, you can create anything you like in your life. You can become like Vivekananda, you can become like Shankaracharya, you can become like Mahatma Buddha, you can become like Krishna and like Rama even. Each soul is potentially divine. The goal of life is the manifestation of this divinity. And if you manifest this divinity 100% in your life, so you can become God. Divinity depends how much you manifest it. Greatness of your life is directly proportional to the degree of this divinity which you manifest. If you manifest 25% divinity, so your personality will be 25% divine. If you manifest 50% divinity through each and every movement and activity of your life, conduct and behavior, actions and reactions, interactions, whatever you do in your life, you will be 50% divine. If you manifest and express this divinity 75% through your life, your personality will be 75% divine. But if you reflect this divinity 100% through your life will become like Krishna, life will become like Ramakrishna, your life will become like Rama, like Buddha, like Shankaracharya. Whole life will be divinized, spiritualized. This is the spiritualization of humanity, spiritualization of your human life, human birth, and for that purpose you have come into this world. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says that three things are very rare in this world which you have been given. Manushyatvam, Mumukshyattvam, Mahapurush Sansraya. Manushyatvam, human life is not Manushyatvam. You can be given, you have been given this human birth, human form you have got, but humanitarian qualities you do not have. Shankaracharya does not say that Manushya Janam Durlabh hai. Human birth is not rare, manhood is rare. Manushyatvam, and this Manushyatvam constitutes two elements: the person who has got element of Shraddha and element of Vivek. Discriminative power, Vivek Shakti is there, Shraddha Shakti is there. If these two elements are there, then you are a man. Then manhood is there. This Shraddha is a very important element of human life. If you read the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Sri Krishna has enumerated this particular word a lot in chapter 17. Chapter 17 of Bhagavad Gita is totally dedicated to this Shraddha. And Bhagavan says that Sattvanurupa Sarvasya Shraddha Bhavati Bharat. Sattvanurupa, according to the mental disposition, Shraddha of each and every person is there. Your Shraddha corresponds to your mental or inner disposition, nature. Sattvanurupa Sarvasya Shraddha Bhavati Bharat. Shraddha Mayo Vayam Purusha. This man is Shraddha man. He is constituted of Shraddha. You consist of Shraddha. Yo yat Shraddha sa eva sah. और जिसकी जैसी श्रद्धा होगी वो वैसा ही होगा. A man is the result of his faith. his Shraddha, his devotion. You cannot translate this word Shraddha into English properly. Faith is not Shraddha. Belief is not Shraddha. Devotion is not Shraddha. Shraddha is unique. Shraddha. Shraddha is the distorted form of Sat. Dha is which retains the Sat, yani truth, the reality. That vritti is called Shraddha. If your buddhi, your intellect is saturated, pregnant with truth, reality, then it is called a buddhi full of Shraddha. Shraddha is not blind faith. So this Shraddha is the core value of your personality. A man is according to his Shraddha. And this Shraddha is a whole unit. And there are 11 constituents and ingredients which constitute this Shraddha altogether. The quality of those ingredients will decide the quality of your Shraddha. And Bhagavan says in the same chapter that Shraddha is of three kinds: Sattvic Shraddha, Rajasic Shraddha, Tamasic Shraddha. The people, those who have Sattvic Shraddha, they worship God, divine beings. Those people who have Rajasic Shraddha, they run after the Yakshas and Rakshasas. They want money and sex. And those who are having Tamasic Shraddha, they run after evil spirits. They worship Bhut and Pretas. So this is the categorization and classification of the people having different types of Shraddha. But we have to adopt and assimilate this Sattvic Shraddha, which generates within us the tranquility of mind, peace of mind, pure knowledge, bliss, love, selfless service, all these values. They come out of Sattvic Shraddha. So how can you make this Shraddha Sattvic? So you have to make all these 11 things Sattvic. 11 things you have to take into consideration. What are those things? They have been recommended by Bhagavan, Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. That first one is your ahar. I have talked a lot about it. Your bhojan. But ahar does not mean that only food. Ahar means whatever you take from the external world, either through your ear, or through your eyes, or through your nose, or through your tongue, or through your touch. From these 5 organs of perception, whatever you imbibe, whatever you take in, whatever input is transferred into you, that is called ahar. So all the 5 sense perceptions which are being stored within you from the external world, that is called ahar. So ahar is the first ingredient, that should be sattvic. Then is danam, whatever you give and contribute to the society. Each and every man of personality, great personality, he has been a great contributor to the world. A selfish person can never become a man of personality. A selfish man cannot become a man of character. Selfish taker is never a great man. Unselfish giver is a great man. If you want to become a great personality, you have to become unselfish giver. So danam, dan should be sattvic. It should be given with pure intention, and better selflessly, unselfishly it must be given to the society and to the humanity. Ahar, danam, tap, your austerity. That should be sattvic. You should do tap. Tap means bearing all the pains and sufferings for the accomplishment of your duties and for the achievement of your goal in life with equanimity of mind. समत्व बुद्धि के साथ मन को शांत और संतुलित रखते हुए अपने कर्तव्य की पूर्ति और लक्ष्य की सिद्धि के लिए सारी प्रतिकूल परिस्थितियों को सह जाने की तैयारी का नाम तप है. That should be sattvic. Next is sacrifice, yajna. Yajna is sacrifice. Whatever sacrifice you do for others, altruistic attitudes, altruistic actions, your paropkar, all these things are considered under yajna. So ahar, dan, yajna, tap. 4 हो गया. 5th is the karta, doer. Doer should be sattvic. Doer should be sattvic. Sattvic karta should be there. Karma should be sattvic. Your actions, your deeds should be sattvic. 6th. Jnanam, your knowledge should be sattvic. Sukham, your happiness, your pleasure should be sattvic. Buddhi, your intellect should be sattvic. Dhrati, fortitude, that should be sattvic. Tyag, that should be sattvic. Now you count. You will find 11 ingredients are there. If these 11 ingredients, if they are sattvic, they are the constituents of this whole unit that is called Shraddha. Shraddha is having these 11 elements. And if these 11 elements are sattvic, then your Shraddha will be sattvic and your personality and your character will be sattvic. If these 11 things are tamasic, your Shraddha will be tamasic and your personality and character will be tamasic. If these 11 constituents are rajasic, your Shraddha will be rajasic, your character will be rajasic, and your personality ultimately will become rajasic. Yo Shraddha Mayo Vayam Purusha. This man, this Purush, whether it is Nar or Nari, man or woman, they are made up of Shraddha. As sweet is made up of khoya, milk, similarly this human personality that is made up of Shraddha. So much is the importance of Shraddha. That is why Vivekananda says, Atma Shraddha chahiye, Shraddha like Nachiketa. Swamiji says, faith in yourself, faith in God. You may have faith in 330 millions of your mythological gods. You may have faith in all those gods and goddesses which foreigners have introduced into your midst. But still, if you do not have faith in yourself, there is no salvation for you. Have faith in yourself. Stand upon that very faith and be strong. This is what we need. This is what Swamiji says. So this Atma Shraddha should be there. Without it, you cannot become a great man. And next is the power of discretion. Viveka Shakti should be there. You should be able to recognize what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong, what is truth, what is untruth, what is real, what is unreal, what is justified, what is unjustified, what is good and what is bad, what is positive, what is negative, what is constructive, what is destructive. This clear-cut difference you must understand, you must know, and only then you can take right decision. Unless you have these two things, Shraddha and Vivek, your decision will never become right. And if your decision is wrong, your action will be wrong. If your action will be wrong, your results will be wrong. And your results will be wrong, your life will become wrong. So you have to consider all these things for the formation of your personality. Then there are other qualities. 26 qualities have been enumerated in the Bhagavad Gita in chapter number 16. Shlok, verse number 1, 2, 3. The first shloka says, Abhayam Sattva Sansuddhi Jnana Yoga Vyavasthiti. Danam Damasya Yagyasya Swadhyayas Tap Arjuvam. Abhayam Sattva Sansuddhi. Abhayam, fearlessness. Sattva Sansuddhi, purity of heart. Jnana Yoga Vyavasthiti, steadfastness, your establishment in knowledge and yoga. Danam, all forgiving. Damash, control of your senses. Danam Damash, Yagyash, sacrifice. Swadhyay, study of the scriptures and self-study. Tapah, austerity. Arjavam, uprightness. Simplicity. These are the divine qualities. If you want to make your personality divine, so you have to imbibe and cultivate these divine qualities which have been explained in the Bhagavad Gita in the chapter number 16, verse slok number 1, 2 and 3. So this is the first shloka. And now the second shloka is there. Ahimsa Satya Akrodha. Ahimsa non-violence. Satya yani truth. Akrodha means absence of anger. Tyagaha Shanti Apayashunam. Renunciation. Shanti, peace of mind, tranquility of mind. Apayashunam, absence of calumny. Apayashun माने चुगली करना, किसी की चुगली कर देना. तो apayashun माने किसी की चुगली नहीं करना. So absence of calumny. And further says, Daya Bhutesh, you have compassion for all. Compassion, mercy for all the creatures, not only for human beings. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. This is the philosophy of our culture. So सारे प्राणियों के प्रति हमें दया रखनी चाहिए. Aloluktam, non-covetousness. No greed should be there. And then Madhavam. Madhavam means gentlemanship. Gentlemanness. gentleness, you can say. And then Hri hai achapalam. Hri mane modesty. Achapalam, absence of fickle-mindedness. Your mind should be cool and calm, stable and concentrated, focused. Only then you can achieve great things. And now the third shloka is there. Tejaha chama. Teja mane valor, energy, enthusiasm. Tejaha chama. Chama, forbearance, forgivingness. And dhati, attitude. Shaucham, purity, cleanliness, external and internal. Adroho, non-hatred. Absence of rebellious attitude. And natimanita, absence of pride and ego. These are the 26 qualities if you count them. So 26 qualities, they are called divine qualities, Daivi Sampada. So if you want to become a divine personality, so you have to cultivate these 26 qualities. Then there are Yam and Niyam in our Raj Yoga. In our Raj Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Patanjali says that Yam and Niyam. Yam is meant for your social behavior. Niyam is meant for your personal conduct. Achar ki shuddhi ke liye, for your personal and individual conduct, niyam is there. Shauch, santosh, tap, swadhyay, Ishwar pranidhan. Shauch, purity, cleanliness, external and internal. Santosh, contentment. Tap, austerity, penance. Swadhyay, study of the good books, good scriptures, and self-introspection, self-analysis, self-study. Ishwar pranidhanam, surrender to God, pray to God. These are 5 things which will improve your personal and individual conduct and behavior, your character, your tendencies and your propensities. And there are 5 yamas, they are meant for your social behavior. When you are interacting in the society with people, so you have to follow these 5 yamas. That is Satyam, Ahimsa, Brahmacharyam, Aparigraha, or Aste. Satyam, truthfulness. If you do not speak truth, people will not rely on you. They will not believe you, they will not trust you. And you will never remain in peace because you do not remember with how many people what are the things you have spoken. So you will be caught. आप पकड़े जाएंगे, इसलिए आपको सत्य बोलना चाहिए ताकि आप पर लोगों का भरोसा हो सके, आप पर लोग भरोसा विश्वास कर सके और आप निश्चिंत और निर्भय मन के साथ साउंड स्लीप सो सके. So far this truth is necessary. So truth, satyam, ahimsa, non-violence, non-injury. Brahmacharyam, self-chastity, purity of character. Preservation of your seminal energy so that it could be transmuted into tejas, ojas and brahmavarchas. And you could become a spiritual luminary like Vivekananda. So you have to preserve your this sexual energy. That is called brahmacharya. And then come aste, non-stealing. You have not to take anything without the permission of the person who is in possession of that. And then called aparigraha, non-acceptance of gifts from any other person. Because if you accept the gifts, so he will catch your soft corner. You will be under the obligation of that man who is giving you gifts. He will influence your decisions. He will influence your life. So these are the values which have been enumerated in our yogic text, Patanjali Yoga Sutra. So these are all the qualities. If you follow them, if you adopt them, if you cultivate them, if you digest them, assimilate them, develop them, you will become like a great man like Swamiji said. This is the practical aspect of our personality development. And we have to follow this only. Because if you follow this, all the problems of your life will become solved. A man of great character and personality who have imbibed so many values, so many good qualities, so many virtues, so many principles within his life, within his conduct, behavior, personality, character, action, interaction, reaction, whatever is there. So he cannot become a man of restlessness. He will be always in peace, in bliss, in happiness, in positivity, in enthusiasm, in divinity. and that person will become solution within himself. He will not be problem for the society, for the family, for his own life, and for the nation. He will be a source of solutions to all the problems. And that is why a person who has got such a divine personality, people in thousands come to him to seek solutions of their personal problems. When Swami Vivekananda was there, you take the example of modern sannyasi. If any great sannyasi is there, you go to his ashram and you see there. So many people are there standing in queue to take his darshan, to ask questions, to ask the solutions of their personal and family problems, professional problems. People consult with their spiritual gurus because they have got such a divine and extraordinary vision. They can see what you can't see with your limited and this narrow vision. So this is the development of personality. If you adopt these values, I have narrated a lot of things. If you follow these instructions properly, so you can become a great person. But if you do not follow, so you will remain where you are. Swami Vivekananda, when he reached Ramakrishna Paramhans and he asked the question, have you seen God? क्या आपने ईश्वर का दर्शन किया है? Thakur ji said, yes, I have seen God. I have seen him in much clearer and intenser than I see you before my eyes. ईश्वर का दर्शन किया है, उससे भी ज्यादा स्पष्टतर और गहनतर रूप से किया है, जितना मैं स्पष्ट रूप से आपको देख रहा हूं अपनी आंख के सामने. स्वामी जी ने कहा, कैन यू शो मी गॉड? क्या आप मुझे दिखा सकते हैं? तो रामकृष्ण ने कहा, यस, आई कैन शो यू आल्सो, बट यू हैव टू फॉलो माय इंस्ट्रक्शंस. You have to follow my instructions. If you follow my instructions, I can show you God. What does it mean? If you do not follow my instructions, I will not be able to show you God. Similarly, I say, if you follow all these instructions, you will become cultivated into a divine personality. But if you do not follow these instructions, so you will remain where you are. If you do not make changes in your conduct, if you do not make changes in your actions, in your attitudes, in your reactions, then your circumstances and your situations will never change. If you want to change your circumstances and situations, so you have to make changes in your attitudes, in your actions, and in your reactions, in your nature, in your habit, in your samskaras. All these must be changed. Then your personality will be changed and it will become a great personality. Thank you. Now, I would like to entertain any questions or doubts if you have.
Thank you very much, sir, for a very nice presentation. Now I invite the queries. If any one of the participants have any queries, they can please go ahead. Mr. Samarth, yes, Dr. Nitin Sharma.
Good afternoon, sir. So that was a very good presentation. Sir, I would like to ask a question. We think of so many things to improve ourselves and improve our personality, but we cannot concentrate on one. So how can we control our thoughts and bring focus on one thing at a day? Because our mana is uh, so going in many directions.
You should try to concentrate only on two things: training and developing your willpower and developing the power of concentration.
Yes.
If you follow these two things in your life, all the other things will automatically be added to you. You must try to have control over your mind and control your willpower, because it is the will which influences the whole life. Our decisions, our actions, they follow our will. And our actions and decisions, they are performed well when we do them with full concentration. So concentration and willpower, they should be taken care of properly. Swamiji also says that concentration is the key of success in life. If you want to succeed in any pursuit of your life, concentration is the first requisite which we need.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Sneha.
Very good afternoon, sir. Myself, Sneha Tripathi. Sir, it was a very nice session, and we can learn a lot from your lectures. Sir, I want to ask you. Sometimes we have lot of overthinking inside our mind, overthinking, repetitive thoughts. Sir, how can I control these thoughts?
You must have
Very
specific
basic thoughts, sir. Very basic thoughts. Hello.
First of all, you should have a clear-cut goal in your life.
Yes, sir.
Because there are three things: quality of thoughts, quantity of thoughts, and direction of thoughts.
Yes, sir.
So if you have a clear-cut goal, so your life will be goal-oriented. And whatever is not in tune with your goal, in the direction of your goal, you have to detach yourself from that by intelligent thinking. If this will not help me in achieving my goal, why should I waste my time and energy over these things? So whatever is useless, whatever is detrimental and harmful for your goal, you have to detach yourself gradually, slowly, by degrees from all those things, all those persons, all those activities. So first thing is required is goal. Then the direction of your thought will be towards the goal, and then the thoughts which are related to your goal, they should be entertained within your mind. So quality of thoughts will be controlled by your goal, and even quantity of thoughts, the number of thoughts will also be controlled by your goal, because your goal will decide which thought is going to fulfill your goal or which thought is going to disturb you from your goal. So goal, fixation of goal is very important. Today we do not have any goal. So goal and ideal, these two things we must have in our life. Because Swamiji himself says that if a person having an ideal, if he commits 50 mistakes, so a person without an ideal will commit 50,000 mistakes. So we must have a goal in our life, and we must have an ideal in our life. There is a difference between goal and ideal. Let me clarify it. Goal is what we want to achieve, and ideal is your role model, the person who has already achieved that goal. Suppose anybody wants to become Neta, to become a leader is my goal. But Subhash Chandra Bose is our ideal. I want to become a leader like Subhash Chandra Bose. If our goal is to become a sannyasi like, so Vivekananda become our ideal. He is our role model. I should become a sannyasi like Vivekananda. So you must have a goal as well as ideal. Then I think you can reduce the number of thoughts in your mind.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, Dr. Nitin Sharma.
दोबारा नितिन शर्मा जी दोबारा पूछ रहे क्या?
नहीं, वो सर डॉक्टर सामर्थ, वो मिस्टर सामर्थ थे सर पहले. डॉक्टर नितिन.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes, your voice is audible, Nitin. Dr. Nitin.
Sir, actually, my question is, actually, I am working in a research field and academics also. So, what is the best way by which we can manage our personal things while doing research in the laboratory for the longer period of time?
I think the same question you have asked yesterday also. You have to set particular schedules. Suppose 24 hours are there. So you divide that time, how much time you take for your sleep, how much for your professional work or your academic work, and then how much time is left for you. So your time which is consumed by your sleep, consumed by your daily activities, any bath, exercise, worship, etc., your daily activities, and then your engagement in your institution, your profession. So you have to curtail somewhere where you can curtail that time. So this is your subjective problem. So you have to take care of. I can say that suppose 8 hours you give for your sleep and your daily activities, 8 hours for your study and profession, 8 hours for your self-development. And that self-development may include so many things. And if you cannot afford so much, so you reduce the number. I cannot devote 8 hours, I will be able to devote 2 hours, 1 hour, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours. So it is left to you. You have to decide.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Dr. Anish.
Yes, sir. Very good afternoon, sir. First of all, thank you for your some how to improve the personality and a valid motivation talk. Actually, nowadays is very mandatory about in each and every person's like that. So, and before one question actually that the goal is the important one, but at the same time, some areas are missing about the recognition, sir. Actually, how to feel about that level, sir? Actually, if in case you are not getting any recognition in the sense, how to tolerate and how to just sacrifice that moments like that, sir.
I could not understand what you are asking. Speak patiently and slowly.
Yeah, because of the goal is very important, sir. Actually, it was very needed to in personality life actually. So if in case we are going to achieve that goal, sometimes some recognitions is missing those area like that, sir. Actually, so that time how to overcome that issues or sacrifice that a level like that. The recognition is missing in the sense how to just tolerate or how to just overcome that issues.
Your voice is not clear.
Serious, sir. Can you elaborate it?
Dr. Anish Kumar, you are talking about recognitions?
Not like that, sir. Recognition. Sirs told me actually because of goal is very important on each and every person's like that. At the same time, if in case we go for that goal achievement, my question is, if in case we go for take that goal, but at the same time, those area, if in case we are going to achieve that the goal in the sense, sometimes the recognition is maybe missing in the sense, in young buddies, maybe how to sacrifice that movement, sir, actually.
You are not finding time for recreation.
Yeah, recognitions. If in case I'm doing good, those area maybe doing good in the sense, they have not given any other recognition in the sense how to just tolerate that one.
सर कैन आई एक्सप्लेन सर एक्चुअली सर कहना चाहते हैं कि अगर मैं किसी पोजीशन पे पहुंच जाता मतलब किसी गोल को अचीव कर लेता हूँ स्टिल मुझे उस टाइप का सेटिस्फेक्शन नहीं मिल रहा है और वो जो मुझे फाइंड आउट करना था अपने अंदर वो नहीं आ रहा है मेरे अंदर तो उस टाइम मैं इस चीज को कैसे टॉलरेट करूँ हाउ कैन आई मैनेज माय थिंकिंग एट दैट पॉइंट
I have spoken a very famous statement of Swamiji again and again. The goal of human life is to manifest this divinity, yani self-realization, self-knowledge and self-fulfillment. This is the goal of your life. And Bhagavan Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, the definition of goal, Lord Krishna is giving in the Bhagavad Gita, yam labdhva chaparam labham manyate nadhikam tatah yasmin sthito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate, attaining which you do not aspire for more. यानी जिस लक्ष्य को पाने के बाद हमें उससे बड़ा कुछ पाने की इच्छा न रह जाए और जिसको पाने के बाद बड़े से बड़ा दुख हमें विचलित नहीं कर सकता वो हमारा परम लक्ष्य हो सकता है. एनी पावर और पोजीशन, wealth, money, health, etc., whatever you achieve in this world, that is not the goal of human life, because yes, you will feel a kind of emptiness within unless you are self-fulfillment and self-realization. That is the purpose and goal of life. Each and every ideal which you put before your life, that should ultimately culminate into self-realization and self-fulfillment, self-saturation. Only then you will feel satisfied. Otherwise, no position can give you satisfaction in this world.
Yes.
Yes. I think Dr. Anish, now the things you wanted to.
Yes, sir. Of course, because of that young buddies, it may be the struggle with this happen, sir. Actually, that's what I'm asking about that question. Thank you, sir. Thank you, please. Thank you.
So one more question from my side. Sir, I want to ask, if I'm confident, I have knowledge, I have everything, but I have lack of expression, then what can I do to express myself properly?
You should try to practice. You stand before the mirror when you are all alone in the house, and there you should try to practice. Gradually, you will actually when three things are necessary. Your self-confidence is necessary. Then you should have command over the language. If you are speaking in Hindi, you should speak properly Hindi. If you are speaking English, you should speak properly English. So command over your language. Better, I should say, full and fluent command. You should play with the language at your will. So first thing is self-confidence. Second thing is command over the language. And third thing is command over the subject on which you are to speak. If you want to express your views on a particular subject or particular topic, but you do not have complete understanding and assimilation of that topic, you will not be able to speak there. By cramming, you cannot speak anywhere. You may forget any time. So the concept should be clear. Fact should be clear and concept should be clear. You must have a vision and insight into that subject. So thus complete mastery over the subject, complete mastery over the language, and your self-confidence taken together, then you will be able to express yourself. So try to achieve these three things, and they will come by practice.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
So any other queries? I think that's over. That's all as far as the discussion part was concerned. Yes. So there are no further queries as far as the participants are concerned. So on this note, sir, I would like to express my sincere thanks to you, Shri Ravi Raj ji, for accepting our invitation and sharing your valuable thoughts with all the participants in this particular FDP. Actually, we are so fortunate to have a resource person like you participating in this particular FDP. Your presence as well as your experience in this particular domain gave so much meaning to this particular FDP. Actually, your talk it focused on inculcating moral values, ethical spirits, spiritual values, humanitarian values in our personality. In addition, you also emphasized during the course of your talk on various yogic exercises, willpower, concentration, positive thinking, love, compassion, knowledge, wisdom, and and also you emphasized on cultivating intellectual ability. So these are some certain points and you can say messages which I just noted down during your talk. So we definitely look forward to having you again in our next series or next workshop or activity we are going to have as far as this particular domain is concerned. And your presence here definitely enriched this particular audience of ours in this particular FDP. And we are very much grateful to you. So thanks are also due to Dr. Ramesh Pandey, sir, who has helped us organize this particular session. Thank you very much, Ramesh Pandey, sir. And once again, thank you, Ravi Raj. Thank you very much. So on this note, we'll just break for lunch and we will again assemble at 2. Then we will just be having a small discussion on the assignment which we posted, and thereafter we'll be starting with the last session, that is the validatory session plus the feedback as well as the announcement on the test or quiz which we are going to have today. Right? So we'll meet again at 2. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry, we'll assemble at, I suppose, we'll assemble at 2:30. Sorry, not 2. We'll assemble at 2:30, right? As per the schedule. Okay.
So feedback comes from the 2:15 to 3 o'clock, sir.
Yes, I'll just post it, Dr. Anish, on the WhatsApp, as well as I'll just be giving an insight on the email also. Information will be provided on the email. As soon as the link become active, I'll post it immediately.
Yeah, no issue, sir. But we are started for 2:15 because 2:30 is the starter session. We are in case we are. Yeah. Okay, sir.
Yes. We'll provide you before that, and link will remain valid till 3:15. Right?
Okay.
No issue.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you, please.
Thank you.